Good morning. So this is going to be a quick one. It's going to be a quick review of the London session trades that I took today. As you can see, the first trade here was a loss. This should have been the trade, but I took a loss here. It took me out with this wick. My stop loss was below here. Second trade was this sell. My stop loss was here. I moved it to here. Took me out. Then finally I sold here. So let us go to a clear chart where we see how I came to these trades and I was able to make $1,300 in London session. So first of all, the first thing I do is on the monthly time frame. Okay, I'm going to just remove all this. So I just a quick review of everything. Thank you. I'm going to remove all these drawings. So on a monthly time frame, this was my analysis as of yesterday. I had the previous monthly row. Okay, I had the closing price to the previous monthly. So this is previous monthly closing price. This is all my high time frame analysis. I want to be fast. I want to be fast. So this is it. Previous monthly close. I have that. I got the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, I realized that the previous monthly high is also in line with the previous weekly high. So I just add slash weekly high. I realized that last week we closed here. So this is it. Just weekly close. And then this is our target as of today. Just weekly high. Just weekly high. So my voice is a bit down because I'm doing this from office. Previous weekly high as our door liquidity today. So now going on to daily time frame. There are certain important levels I put in my chart. Now when we see this and this, so now I look at this level here. It's like the order block. Okay, I can call it daily order block. See, from this is the last upload kind of the daily order block, but I also call it a V-shaped level. These levels were adapted from Malaysian support and resistance trader. So this closing price here, I label it as a daily level. Okay, I want to change some colors here just to be a little bit. Okay, so now there is a gap level between this. I always mark these levels. So this is the previous day's close and the already open is like a gap level. Daily gap level. I just put them on my chart. They help me build confidence in the trades I'm to take. Now going on to 1 hour. So 1 hour last night, as I was analyzing 1 hour, as we can see, there are two things. Because if price action is bullish, Friday just took this low. We disrespect this gap and we continue this place higher, then we're going for the previous weekly high. That was my higher time frame analysis. Coming on to the London session, I marked this 1 hour FVG. I'm going to see it on the chart. I'm just gonna mark it here a bit fast. So 1 hour FVG. And if we are bullish, we want to use this as support to expand higher. And I also marked this level here because it could be a support level, like 1 hour. It's like a rejection block. What rejection block? And even on the daily time frame, I think I marked the daily rejection block. Where was the daily rejection block? Daily rejection block is right here. I'm gonna increase this to 2, and I mark here the daily rejection block. And once I had these levels, now I went to 1 hour. 1 hour, you know the drill. You know the drill. So 1 hour, we look for 2 a.m. We look for 1 a.m. We look for 3 a.m. London mostly forms the row of the day and is always formed around 3 a.m. But when you have to backtest it. Now, this I went on to, I was at the charts by 8 by 2 a.m. I don't want to come earlier because when I come earlier, I'm always supposed to take poor trades. Now, the model is when you take the 1 a.m. highs, we go to the 1 a.m. lows. Okay. So this is 1 a.m. These are the lows still intact. So I call this sell side. Notice how they're still intact. And then these are 1 a.m. highs. So this is what? Buy side. I want you to notice that once we took these highs, was right here. So my first trades for the day is I wanted these lows to be taken. But ES took, you go near chart and you see ES took these highs. And we had SMT here. So when we got SMT, we had SMT here. Something. I was waiting, never buy before the time. So people who were going long came and took them out. So I was waiting. So after SMT, we had a bullish candle. Failed. So now I waited for this gap. What happened is that NQ didn't take this. So what happened is that after I saw a candle with a gap, I realized we may not be coming back because we had broken this level. Then I went long. I went long from around, so we had closed above here. Closed above here. I went long. My stop loss was not. This is my TP1 and this was my TP2. Stop loss was just below this gap, like right here, because I went full margin on all my risk. And I realized that we would be creating a breakaway gap here. So what happened is that the market just dipped. Immediately I went long, it dipped. Now, the right thing to do was to wait because this long is supposed to be confirmed in the first 10 minutes. Once we went beyond 10 minutes and we are not confirmed, you wait for time. Wait for 230, 220. This long could have worked out if you entered at 220, targeting these highs and this key level here. Now I want you to notice how this long, so my first loss, this was my first loss here. And I was glad that I lost because I followed all my rules. Just that the stop loss was too tight. And after the loss, I did not try to enter again. Because look at what happened. There was no clear signature until it broke out and took out the 1 a.m. highs. Now, when 1 a.m. highs were taken out, that is 2, we didn't get any displacement down. Now, 3 a.m. opened here, it dropped, and then it manipulated to take out people to go long. Now, when it gave me a gap, this was the first gap it gave us. So I went short. I went short here. I was targeting from this level here. This is where I wanted to be stopped out, and I was targeting these 1 a.m. lows, and I was also targeting the Asia lows. So Asia lows are right here at this 1 hour FVG. Remember this 1 hour FVG? Asia lows. They were right here in this 1 hour FVG. Let me remove this and make this thick. So this was my target. These lows, 1 a.m. lows, and also the Asia lows. So the trade, when it moved, when I saw this reaction here and I risked full contract, I knew we're not coming back. So I was like, let me reduce on my risk. I put it here, it took me out. Now this is my first loss. This is my second loss. That is when I started losing myself. I was not minding anymore about risk. Now I realized that after two losses, I need to stop. Either walk away from the charts. Now what happened is that I went long on Euro USD. I'm not sure it. Euro USD. I went long on Euro USD. At exactly what time? This time here. So here. Notice here I went long here. I went long Euro USD 5 contracts. It almost came and stopped, but it went and I exited. Now going back to NQ. That is what day. Now, after going long, I realized that is 3. The sell confirmation has failed. Now, after we took out this highs and hit this key level, then I see this gap, this fair value gap. And this, for me, is like heaven to me. When I see a gap, this key level was the one I told you about, which is the daily. This one here. I want to move it up so you can see. Daily rejection block. This one here. Remember it? The day time frame. So I saw a gap with this next candle. Now here I was trying to sell on this candle here, but I was full contract sized up in Euro USD. I went and exited. By the time I exited Euro USD, the market had dropped. I saw another gap. I said, oh, this is so nice. I said, this is nice. When I see this from a key level, first gap being respected, second gap, this candle tapping the gap, and this one immediately rejected. I went full margin with my stop loss was just above here. So I was targeting around here. Sorry, short from here, and the target what? This loss. So what made me confirm this straight is because you don't want to enter in the first 5 minutes of an hourly open. The hourly open opened here. It manipulated people down and people went long. Then it ranged. People who went long are in. People who went short are in. At exactly 3:15, you can look for a trade at 3:20. If you're not confirmed by 3:10, wait for 3:20. We form another gap, respect it. We form another gap, respect it. I was like, no, we go short. Low of the day is most times formed during London A session around 3:30. So this, if I didn't get this short, I would have gotten into this long. This long also is after the bullish candle with wait for a gap. You wait for a gap. When this gap is tested, you see multiple rejections go in, target the buy side. Now, if you missed, you can still look at how I frame my trades on the hourly time frame. Remember, we look for open, low, high, close. Now, this is what I look for on every hourly time frame. If I'm bullish, now look at this 5 a.m. hourly open. It opens right here. It opens here, puts in a low. I wait for the first 10 minutes. They confirm for me whether this hourly candle is going down or once, and we are above the key level. Once we see any displacement from the key level, I will go in for margin, just like here. We opened here, we displaced low, we went up. Now here my mistake was the stop loss. You see how? Open, low, high, close. Now here is opening, high, then he closed low. This is the model based on 1 a.m. lows and 1 a.m. highs. We don't expect we would expect 2 a.m. highs to be swept, but because of the key level and we are displacing away from it, then we wouldn't be expecting. So we wait for displacement away from the key level. Now, I'm going to share with you these notes in the Telegram group so that you can read and see, and I also share my thoughts and you see what I went through in this trade. It was I tried to control my emotions. I tried everything, and I think today was a good day controlling my emotions. It's like labeled here. This is on ES. You see this indicated where I went long, where I went short, and I exited here. Maybe on my account, I think I can just take a screenshot of the account and paste it here. So this is a 50K combine, and I have $300 that I'm gonna risk in New York session. So today has been a good day. So this is the combine. As you can see, the trades I'm telling you about. I went long here, got stopped out from this week here. My stop loss was blowing. I saw the thing go. It's so good that I didn't chase. When you get stopped out, because most times when this black candle comes, you may think, okay, we are in shorts. People rush into shorts. And this is what I would do. So when you get stopped out, wait for 5 minutes. It went up. Now here, I saw this bullish candle. I didn't react. You don't react to bearish candles, bullish candles. No, you wait for 5 minutes after an hourly open. This is the 3 a.m. open. If there is no confirmation within 10 minutes, wait for 3:20. You see any displacement. You see here, I first went short. I moved my stop loss. So one took me out. I was taken out. Then I waited again. I was trying to get short. I started selling here. Sold, sold, sold. Time to sell. TP was around here, I think. Okay, that's it, guys. Hope you learned something from it. The model is based on 1 a.m. highs, 1 a.m. lows, 2 a.m. highs, 2 a.m. lows. Once we take either side here, on this case, we took the 1 a.m. lows on ES, but NQ failed. Wait for displacement. Now here, we don't expect 2 a.m. highs to be taken because of this key level. Once we see any displacement high from the key level, then we are good to go. Once we take Asia lows, wait for the same thing, and then we trade. And it happens on every hour. Notice how this after 4, the bullish candle with a gap, I'll wait for reaction from the gap. If it is a rejection and continuation, it can continue, but and range and chop you out. Okay, so that's it, guys. Hope you learned something from this review.